Everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and this is Homestead Tessie's Mobile Home Living. In my channel, I like to share with you all kinds of tips and ways that you can live abundantly on very little money. I hope you enjoy my video and I hope you guys want to subscribe and give me that thumbs up. So let's get started right into the video. There's a lot of different videos on about dehydrating, but I'm going to share with you my point of view about dehydrating and how wonderful it can open up a whole new world to you for preserving your food. And it's really quite simple compared to all of that burdensome canning that we do. As we get older, a lot of people really don't feel like handling all those jars of food. They're heavy and pressure canning. So dehydrating is another way that you can have shelf-stable food, and it's really easy and light and it doesn't take much room. A lot of people talk about dehydrating blueberries, and there's so many different methods out there. Some of them are painstakingly take long. Some of their methods are you have to take each blueberry and poke a hole in it. I found a way to dehydrate blueberries without any trouble whatsoever. All you have to do is put your blueberries in the freezer and let them thaw out. That takes all of those steps away. Your blueberries are quite soft to begin with, and they dehydrate so much quicker than if you had them fresh. I'm going to share with you dehydrating blueberries. As you can see, my trays look a mess. I've been dehydrating blueberries for the last couple days. The only drawback is it takes 24 hours at 135-degree temperature to dehydrate blueberries. Blueberries take a long time, but it is worth it, and you'll see at the end of this video what they look like when they're all finished. I cleaned out my freezer and had all these blueberries. As you all know, I don't have much freezer space because I like to live the old-fashioned life and I pretty much can everything. But I really got into dehydrating. And dehydrating is a wonderful way that you can keep your food on the shelf for many, many years. Once your food is dehydrated, it doesn't cost you anything to store it. But when you have food in the freezer, it costs you every single day to keep that food in there with electricity. But dehydrating, your initial expense is the running of the dryers. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to fill up these trays. I really like these screens because these screens really help keep your food from sticking to the trays. Some of the screens are handmade while other screens are store-bought. Now when I'm doing something like blueberries, I really don't want to fill my dehydrator too awfully full because then it doesn't seem to dry evenly. So I'm going to try to make sure I can get them all in here. Make sure they're all single layer. You don't want them on top of each other. That way they all dry evenly. We have the dehydrator ready to go. While my food is dehydrating, I'll sit down and talk to you a little more about the plus of all this dehydrating that we do. A little more about dehydrating. While all of my blueberries are dehydrating, I thought I would share with you. So what in the world is the craze about? Everybody's talking about dehydrating your foods. Oh, it smells amazing. So what I have in this jar is I have some peppers and some onions and tomato. Now a lot of people ask, well, what do you do with all of this once you dehydrate it? It's simple. You incorporate it in all of your meals. I just throw it in when I'm making soup. When I'm making spaghetti sauce, I throw it in. So these are tomatoes and all this. Oh, it just smells so good. You can also blend it up and have it in almost into a powder, and you can add that to all kinds of your foods. A lot of times children don't want to eat their vegetables. You can dehydrate them and put them into a powder and add them to all of your casseroles, and they'll never know the difference. I really like dehydrating because it is shelf stable. And it doesn't take much room. You're not dealing with all that bulkiness of canners with water and pressure canners, and what are you going to do with your jars when they're full? Because a lot of people don't have room. You know, a lot of people don't have room. They don't have a room to put all of their items in. When you can, it takes a lot of space and it takes a lot of room. But when you dehydrate, it takes very little room. You don't have to keep them in glass jars. You can put them in bags or baggies or anything like that. But glass jars will stay longer. The same holds true with canning. You want to have them in a dark place. You want to have it, you know, we don't have a lot of sunlight, even though it is very pretty. It's very pretty to look at. You do want to keep them in a dark pantry. But what I do is I have my bulk dried goods in a pantry, as you know, my pantry that I have, because I share a video all the time. If you don't know about my old-fashioned Amish pantry, take a look above. I have 3 years worth of food that I have on hand all the time, and I rotate my food every 2 years. I rotate everything, but I have a 3-year supply for about 2 people. And then, as you all know, you can dehydrate onions. Onions is one of the easiest things, and I would recommend, if you're going to dehydrate onions or garlic, you do it outside or you do it in another area, not in your house. A lot of people, they really mind it. Also with peppers, if you're very sensitive and your eyes are sensitive to strong scents, peppers will make your eyes water. Even just the fresh peppers, the bell peppers, will do that as well. But if you have it outside or in another room, it's amazing. So things like this take only about 8 hours, 9 hours. Tomatoes, 8, 9 hours. The more water in your item, the longer it's going to take to dehydrate. I have hundreds of videos on dehydrating, anywhere from peppers to potatoes to onions to garlic. I dehydrate just about everything I possibly can. Mushrooms, and most of the items are really easy. I'm going to be dehydrating more cabbage here coming up because I have a lot of cabbage, but I need to find other ways to preserve it. Dehydrating doesn't take a whole lot of money. Right now you can get a dehydrator like the ones that I use for about anywhere from $68 to $72, which is not as expensive right now as all that pressure canning stuff and all them jars and lids. You know, so it'd really be safe to say that dehydrating is a really easy way that you can preserve your food. And it's not so fluctuating with what's going on in the world, because with dehydrating, you don't need to have all those lids, and you don't need to have all those jars, and you don't need to have all that canning equipment. The older I get, the more I think I'm going to start doing more dehydrating, even though I do love canning. But I did last year a full tutorial. It was the homemaker's guide to dehydrating. I worked really hard on that video. It's a longer video, and I'm going to share that right now above me, for those of you that can see the iCards, and I also will share it at the end of this video. All you have to do is click on it and you can find it there. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video on dehydrating blueberries. Like I said, there's all different methods. You can use whatever methods you feel most comfortable with, but for me, it has to be the quickest method I possibly can. And that is, if you take your blueberries, you freeze them, and you just pull them out of the freezer, let them defrost, and then they'll start to wilt a little bit. They dehydrate so much quicker. You don't have to poke a hole in each one of them, and it's so much easier to do, and you have all those nutrients. Last week I did a video on blueberry pie filling, and I'm also going to do a video on blueberry juice or syrup that you can add to lemonades and things like that. I love making simple syrups out of your fruits. I've done it with watermelon, lemons, I've done it with strawberries, and we're soon going to do it with some blueberries. It's beautiful in the jar. It's great for Christmas giving because you preserve it. It's really simple to do, and I can't wait to make that for all of you. I have a lot of upcoming videos with gifts in a jar and all kinds of gifts from your kitchen. As you know, that my Christmas is just about all natural. I don't have the commercialism of any of it, and I have a natural Christmas where all of my gifts are homemade. I can't wait to share those series with you, but in case you're in a hurry, I have a whole bunch of videos on last year, and I'll share that at the end of this video as well. Take care everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and can you give me that thumbs up? So why am I starting to talk about the thumbs up? Because of the size of my channel. If I get 1,000 thumbs ups on my videos, which I have way over that in my views, but if I get 1,000 thumbs ups, that boosts me up the ladder and YouTube will share me more. So that thumbs up is really important for me. It just takes you a second to click that, and it really makes a difference. And I know a lot of you have been doing that, and it's really showing because my videos are getting out in that platform. I spoke to someone in charge with YouTube. I have my own advisor. She said, yes, thumbs ups are extremely important when it comes to my size. I'm almost at 50,000 subscribers, and I can hardly wait. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.